Groove number 18 is called Seeing You Go, and it's basically Little Walter's Hate to See You Go. It's a one-chord blues, basically off of a G7 chord with a cool riff. It's a little demanding because I'm actually combining two guitar parts for us to make it really cool. It's playable, but it takes a little bit of work depending on the tempo of the tune. Let's check out one of my favorite blues tunes. All right, don't hate me. I've mixed two guitar parts here to make this actually a little more difficult than it would need be. If you have two guitarists, I would break it up into the two separate parts. So the first thing, we're in G. It's a one-chord blues, as we've come across a number of times. One-chord blues are fun because it can break up an evening of just not playing all 12 bars. So my lick here, I'm in G pentatonic, and I've got my added natural third. So I have F up to the G and release that bend. Pull off to my D, C, trill from B flat to B. Right? So now sometimes on the original recording he trills and sometimes he doesn't. But if you're going to play just the B flat, you always want to bend it a hair. Right? Or now when we hit the natural third with the trill, really clearly defining the song as major. I dig that. So now the hard part, putting in the power chords. I'm using my first finger and my pinky for these because I like to. I have B flat, it's a G power chord. B flat power chord, C power chord, back to G. All right, so take some time. I think there's two guitar players in the original track. Makes life a lot easier if you have two guitar players. I would break it up if I had the two guitar players playing. Okay, now the second half of the line. This is a little easier to play. So I'm going to do a double stop. On the 5th fret, on the 3rd string and the 2nd string, I have a C and an E. I'm going to pull that downwards to get that really great rub. It doesn't matter what the notes are, we're just going for the kind of this flat 5 blues scale. This one doesn't really bend all that much, the 2nd string. So then I'm going to pull off. And the pull off is really sort of just to the B flat. And I might get some of, residual of this D here. That's hard to do. Pull them off both, so I really kind of end up just pulling off to that B flat. And then right down to my G, so. Right, so, and then I can go back up to that double stop now on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and the 3rd string. So, D, F, F sharp, G. Now once again, we never leave that B flat untweaked, right? We're not going to go. That little bend makes it awesome, right? It's the difference between something sounding really good and something sounding, it's all right. So now one thing I want to point out is when the harmonica stopped, we brought it down, I did softer. And you can kind of mess with the phrasing. kicks back in. Right, and I'm clicking really hard when I get to that part to bring up the dynamics. A tune like this, since it's only one chord, is all about the dynamics. So you want to work that with the band. That's by looking at each other, kind of making sure that nobody's playing too loud, because it's about the dynamics. It's only really one chord with two different riffs, so it's about building, crescendoing, and bringing it to a really high point and then bringing it back down. So it's all about listening.